Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm Salma Kazi Wahab and welcome to Along the Path, a new program that takes you along every Muslim's unique journey, their unique perspective. What do they encounter? What challenges do we face? What is our perception of Islam, the people around us, and ourselves? Self-reflection, introspection, all the things we maybe not so much keen on doing all of the time, but so important nevertheless. Along the Path is taking you exactly there. Along the path with what each person encounters along their journey ultimately to Allah and Jannah, of course, inshallah. We speak to different individuals with their unique perspectives on Islam, where they've come, how far, and where they want to be at the end of the day, inshallah. Today joining us in studio is very well-known personality again from Durban, Fara, Diba, Kadwa. We all know her as the one and only Fara, Diba, daughter of well-known fashion designer as well. But she's metamorphosized into many roles over the years and of course reflecting on a Hajj with us today as well and the way ahead. Farah, welcome to the studio. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. How are you?
Such a pleasure, alhamdulillah, to have you and to talk to you in this capacity.
Alhamdulillah.
It's such a pleasure to speak to you this way. So let's have a lovely conversation. Of course, first and foremost, Hajj. Hajj, I think, was such a huge turning point, if I can say so, from a third person perspective for you, because it also having schooled with you as well, but to see how you have evolved post-Hajj, I think it's incredible. And I think you can't underestimate the power of Hajj ever.
No, you can't. Alhamdulillah, all praise due to Allah for this opportunity that He has given me, which is absolutely life-changing. So yeah, alhamdulillah, we had the opportunity to go for Hajj in 2023 and it was life-changing. Lots of obstacles along the way, but alhamdulillah, we made it through. And yeah, we're here today to talk about it, to discuss it. I think you can never talk about it enough, but you only want to be back there and do it again and over. But yeah, inshallah soon.
I think what's incredible about it from a younger person's perspective, you speak to many people that do go on the Hajj experience and how they almost want to go, they can't wait to make their Hajj, be it with their spouse or whatever it is. But for a young mother, per se, for somebody, a young couple, there's so many things that are now going through your mind. You feel like almost your journey is just starting. You're wondering where you're going to be with your spouse in the next 20 years' time. You're looking at your personal goals, you're looking at your finances. Tell us about some of the thoughts pre-Hajj.
Okay, so basically, we applied a while back and then we got accreditation in 2020, but I was pregnant during that time and I was ready to pop. So we had to obviously decline and then it was COVID time. And so we had to defer and alhamdulillah, we got ready for 2023. And it was yes, no. And we said, you know what, let's just go with it because we're never going to get an opportunity again. Life is too short. And let's just go for it. And then I had to worry about my kids because I had 3 kids, and as a mom, it's a worry because they're with you all the time. School, sports, madrasa rounds, all of that. You have to decide who's going to do all of this for you now. But when you have a good support system and your family behind you, alhamdulillah, they were all there for us, and they helped us through our whole Hajj journey. So yeah,
and you see it till now that so many moms that ended up going, they knew that their children would be well taken care of. We can just quickly mention our marhuma that just passed away now on this Hajj as well, marhuma Amina Kadwa, a relative to yours as well, and it was significant since I also had the opportunity of meeting her that the day of her flight at the airport, and we met her 4 young children. May Allah grant sabr to her husband and the children, of course. But for you being a mom as well, the thoughts that go through your mind, we saw the visuals of her looking at her children before, and they wrote letters for her. And she even said she wanted to thank her mother-in-law. But she's not the only one. You saw many other moms coming and greeting their little ones at the airports, the children running to them, not letting go of them afterwards. How does that feel when you're a mom on Hajj?
So I'll never forget my episode at the airport. I was really worried about my second one because my daughter's the eldest and my second one's a boy. I was really worried about him, and my third one was just 3 years old. So I got them involved with me, like with packing and sorting things out, and I made sure they were there every step of the way, right? So they're not left out. But when it came to the last few days, it got really, really emotional. And at the airport, I know my little one, he just screamed and cried, and he was just so all over the place, and I cried my eyeballs out. I almost thought of leaving everything and coming back
I'll
to
stay.
him. But it was like, no, my husband's like, we're going and that's it. He's okay. He's
Yeah.
okay. He's fine. And I think right till Dubai airport, I just cried all the way. But then I was fine. And I said, you know what? They're in good care. Allah is there for them. And yeah, it was part of our journey. Our journey had begun and we just had to Bismillah and go with it.
And it also brings out the saying that you have to love Allah and His
Yes,
Rasul
and
more than your own
100%,
children.
100,
Did you think
100%.
of that
Yes,
at
I
that
did
time?
think of that, and I said, you know what? Allah chose us for this particular journey, and He's there definitely to look after them. So whatever happens, happens by the will of Allah, and yeah, we left it in His hands. So I used to call my kids every single day. Some people said, no, don't phone them. They'll be okay. They're going to be more emotional. But I said, no, we are a very close family net. So if I speak to them, I'll be at ease and they would definitely be at ease as well. So yeah, Alhamdulillah, we went for 5 weeks and I think we spoke to them every second day, sometimes every day. But yeah, we were in contact all the time.
And I'm sure you met and made, tell us about that concept of, the Hajj Ben system. You see it till now. My parents that went decades ago, that now they will still meet people and say, we did Hajj together. Is it true that you formed that type of bond, and what type of bonds did you form post-Hajj?
It's the most amazing bond ever. You wouldn't expect it from strangers, but we slept together in tents. We did everything together at the hotels. We saw to each other. We heated food for each other. If anyone was sick, we were always there to help and assist. There were an old couple from Cape Town that was with us every step of the way. She was our live wire. We'll never forget her. And lots of bonds from other ladies from other parts of the country. It was the most amazing feeling. Our little things that we had in the tents, like we used to laugh and giggle, and it brought back so many memories. And every Hajj now we think about it, we message each other, we phone each other, and we speak about all those incidents that we've taken.
And I like that you started something, something completely free, no cost or anything like that. But I think it's so important because when you look at the cost of Hajj today, it is quite an amount to consider. You have to be able to afford it. But there are smaller costs that come up in between. People see, make sure you get something like this to take along with you. And you have those little things that you need for the 5 days. And people will tell you, please make sure you pack this or pack something like this. And those small amounts do accumulate. So tell us about the Hajj thrift shop that you started and what was its purpose?
Okay, so basically after I know, well, each one of us know how hard it is when you're packing for Hajj, right? Only when you get there you realize, most of the stuff that I've packed is so unnecessary. We shouldn't have taken this, or we didn't need this. But when you go there, you see people coming from other countries. They just come with whatever they're wearing. They don't buy new shoes, new sandals, new buyers, nothing like that. They just come with what they have. And it made me think, and it said, you know what, when I come back, I made this firm intention that I would love to help these people who cannot afford it, right? And the response was amazing, alhamdulillah, by the will of Allah. There were people that your bare necessities, like your underwears, your what you call this, your toiletries and all of that, those are the things that people really needed. Ihrams. So there were a lot of things. So it's 2 years now that I've been doing this, helping people. We do Hajj packs. There's a lot of people who come and assist me, donate stuff, and we hand it out to them, whoever requires it.
Because you did something this year as well. Tell us about what did you put into a Hajj pack?
So there were a group of ladies that came to me and said, you know what, we want to do this and you need to hand it out for us. And, we'd like to be involved in this. So I said, why not? And so we had these spray bottles. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them.
Yeah.
That was in there. There was medication. There was face towels. There was a few tasbih counters and a few other goodies like your snacks and all of that. That was put into a little drawstring bag and handed over. Then there was these ladies that came up to me and said, you know what, whoever doesn't have ihrams or whatever they need, contact me, I will get it for them.
Wow.
Right? They got that. Then a few other ladies wanted to give out burqas. So we handed out burqas, ihrams, luggage bags, all of that comes to us and we hand it over to them. It has to be in a very, very good condition so we can give it out to the people who need it.
And I think that's so important. That's so selfless and so important to be able to give it and pass that legacy on to somebody that perhaps wouldn't think of it. If you had to think very quickly, like your 1 or 2 top things that must have, that sometimes the most unexpected things, or maybe most basic things. Somebody once said pegs. really
Yes.
came in handy.
Yes.
But what comes to mind for you?
What comes to mind? I think, yeah, your pegs do come because now you'll have to obviously hang your clothes in
Yeah.
Azizia and all of that. Um, Not too much of chevro and snacks and all
I
of that.
see
I know
that
there's a
chevra
lot
is
of
quite
people,
a
that's
thing.
very common, but you don't really, just your basic things like your fan, obviously. Well, now the heat's not going to be so bad
Yes.
from next year, but those are the little things like, so I know my husband always said, oh, why do we need this fan? But he used it
To use
for the hot
with
days.
the
He
water
used
in
it.
it, the water misting one, or
Yeah,
the
not that one. We just had to charge it or battery operated and you
Okay.
use it. It was perfect. And then little umbrellas and those kind of little things.
But now, fortunately, when you go there, they are giving
They
the
are giving that.
Hajj
So
quite
in
lovely packs.
2023, we didn't get all of that. 2024, I know they did get it, and now. But Alhamdulillah, we went through a bit of a hard time, but it was the most amazing Hajj ever. And we'll do it over and over again if we have to, inshallah.
Subhanallah. Beautiful Hajj memories and Hajj stories. Hajj never gets old. And as we come out of a beautiful time of Hajj, we enter a new dawn and a new period of Muharam, a beautiful time of Ashura as well. Hugely significant time for us Muslims, a time to reflect, a time to ponder, but also a time to see where we are in that journey along the path. We speak more to Fara on where she is in her own personal goals straight after this. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm Salma and welcome back to your journey along the path, where we talk to different Muslims and personalities around their personal journeys and stories and tales. And we're recapping and reflecting a lot on Hajj and also on the year ahead as we get ready to usher a new Muharam 1447, inshallah. With me in studio today is Sister Fara Diba, and we've reminisced beautifully on Hajj. But let's go a little step further now. But one significant one is, of course, a very physical and obvious one, is the fact that you're now in full niqab. Is that something post-Hajj, or I must ask, is it something you've been considering for a while, and how has that impacted on your own personal journey?
So basically, Salma, when I made my intention to go for Hajj, I did say I want to go and I want to change when I do come back, inshallah.
Right.
So it was on my mind for a while when I did come back. It was a yes, it was a no, it was how would people react to me being fully covered, because I've been so modern, or I've come from a very modern background. How would it be, how would people treat me, or how would I, but I try to be strong, or I am trying to be strong, but I'm doing it for Allah, and I feel when I wear it, I feel happy about it. And I wanted to change after Hajj, and I said, you know what? I want to be a better person. I want to be a better Muslim, not only for myself, but for my kids as well, because we are growing. I have a daughter, I have sons. Let it be a change for all of us. So Alhamdulillah, we are changing, and it's getting there slowly. Alhamdulillah, small steps.
It is,
Small steps.
and that's why we've called this whole program Along the Path, because it is a journey.
Yes.
It is that they may not be an end in sight, but it is evolving. It's a constant journey. But you mentioned something so significant is, of course, we know you, we know your family. You
Yes.
come from a designer family, and your dad being a well-known designer, yourself being a well-known and successful fashion designer as well. Did you ever then face a conflict with putting that niqab on, like you mentioned, besides what would people say, but your first function that you maybe attended, or did when you started going out with your family or your kids, did people then seem surprised or taken aback? What did you encounter?
I think a lot of surprises for my dad as well. He was wondering what's going on here, who is this now? But he was fine with it. My mom she's also in niqab for a while now, so she was fine with it as well. My husband was very, very supportive. He was fine with it. And my kids, my daughter will always say, Mom, you need to wear it now. And I'm like,
Wow.
okay, no, maybe tomorrow or another day. She's like, no, Mom, you need to wear it now. So she supported me all the way. But small steps, I think I'm still getting used to it, used to the fact that I have to wear it. But yeah, inshallah, and I always say Bismillah before I wear it. So Allah Ta'ala makes it easy for me during this whole time and this whole process, yeah.
Of course, your heart is so inclined
and
towards...
I think I'm the same person. It's just that I'm
Yes.
covered. I wear whatever I need to, but I'm just in a more modest way. And I remember that Allah is with me all the time. So I'm more conscious of my surroundings, and yeah.
And like you mentioned, you're the same person. You're
Yes.
still you. You're still able to hold a beautiful conversation, and you're still in the designer
Yes,
at heart. How do
alhamdulillah.
you still pursue that as a passion?
It's hard. I sometimes I put it on hold, well, because of my kids.
Yeah.
But I still carry on. I run a design school, which I teach kids on a Saturday. I do weekday classes as well. But I still carry on. Alhamdulillah, nothing's changed. So yeah.
But how important do you think that is ultimately as a mom to still have something that you enjoy doing, that's something that's fulfilling for you?
I think it's important because that's my me time. When I'm busy with my work, I'm busy doing what I love to do. It just de-stresses me, and then I know I'm with my kids all the time. So this is my part where I'm just me. I'm free. I'm doing what I love, and that's my passion.
Do you think post Hajj and this somewhat of a spiritual rejuvenation has made you a better mother?
I think so. I think it has changed me a hell of a lot. Hajj has really, really changed me spiritually. And I feel like I want to be that better person for my kids, for my, while they're growing up. Life is not the same like when we grew up.
Mm-hmm.
School isn't the same as well. So there's a lot of changes, big changes. And I feel like sometimes I might be a little bit overprotective, but maybe not. I don't know. Yeah.
When you look at the items that you're now making or designing, you do a lot of items for children as
Yes.
well. Why do you think that's important, maybe, to encourage, like you say, the fact that your daughter would be so supportive of your choice? I have a daughter as well that's at that very critical age, and
Right.
they're watching how you dress, how you look. They're also beginning to understand their own personal boundaries, what they are comfortable wearing or showing. And I think that's so important. The message you are now, what clothes are you buying for your children? So do you find that you are having to think a little bit more purposefully also the kinds of items that you are now making or creating?
So basically, I've moved now onto the more modest wear for girls and
Okay.
ladies. And I feel like we don't have that market for it. Like there's not a big market, especially for young girls. We
Yes.
don't have that market for, there's a lot of crop tops or tight clothing, not something that's suitable for going out, for your functions or whatever. And that's what I'm catering for. I'm catering for the more modest wear, for the younger girls who are in that age, who cannot like find something to accommodate them. So that's where I am at the moment.
And how are you handling that as a mom, that particular age now with your daughter?
It's
What are
not
some of the
easy.
challenges?
It's not easy, but we're getting there slowly. I think when they're in that age, they don't know really where to stand. We were in that age, but I don't think we went through all of this that they're going through right now. I can't really remember, but I know my mom saying no. But yeah, you get a lot of moods. You get a lot of, no, I want to do what I want to do kind of thing. Even with the boys, as small as they are, they have that as well with them. So it's a tough job to be a mom, but you have to just take it in your stride, I think.
It's ultimately what it is like along the path. How would you now, as we enter a new year and we're in preparing for a significant time when it comes to Muharam, it comes to Ashura. Ashura is one of those significant fasts after Ramadan as well. So we understand the significance of it. In your household now, how would you prepare them for a time like that, for a significant time? How would you try and inculcate it in your home going
So
forward?
basically, we try and remind them every single day about who we are. We practice being Muslims, like we read our salah together every day, we read our Quran, we do all these things, and we have like a set time after Maghrib or after supper for our kitab reading, and that goes on every day. So we do like a story or whatever they'd like to listen to every single day. We try and include that, and then we remind them of the stories of the prophets, the Sahabas, and what we need to do on our daily life. Yeah.
I love that, and I love it. Is there any particular story that stood out for you or stands out for your kids? Maybe something you were told or something you recently told your children?
Well, basically, we do the Prophet story because they are younger. So we try and get through all of that. The Prophet Nuh alayhi salam story is the most amazing one, which they really enjoy, and their dad's name is Nuh. So it's Nuh and Nuha. So they love that story because of the animals, and they're animal lovers as well. So they really love that story, and then we always try and bring in the other Sahaba stories as well while we do that. Yeah.
Perfect. So when it comes to preparing for the new year, what are your personal goals and your aspirations spiritually? Where do you think you want to see Fara in this year ahead? Now that you've, besides the niqab, I'm sure there's many other things that you aspire to do in the year ahead.
So just be a better person and try and help others around you. That's what I've always strived for ever since I got back from Hajj, and I want to help people. I want to be there to see if I can assist anyone who's in need. Especially with the thrift shop that we have at the moment. It's not only for Hajj, but if you're going for Umrah as well, come to us, speak to us, I need this, I need that. There's a lot of people who cannot afford it at all, really. And we're trying to be there to assist them in any way possible. So I love to help people. I love to go out of my way to help and assist. And I think, I'd love to get more involved in, more community work, community service, and bring my children into it so they can see how fortunate we are to have so many blessings from Allah, and we must try and share it with others as well.
Was there anything that you maybe learned through that Hajj thrift shop that was maybe an eye-opener for you? If you consider, and you're saying now so many people that actually needed things that we maybe take for granted, what would people often ask you for? Were they looking for ihrams, or what were they
There were
often
a lot of people asking
looking
for funds as well, because they couldn't complete their payments by the agents and all of that. And just a complete set of items. There were a lot of older people, and we built that connection with them. Like Marhuma Amina, she had messaged me as well for Hajj packs, burqas and all of that. And last year we had the brother Ibrahim Khan and his mum as well. We built a very, very good connection with them. They were actually friends of ours. And it's so amazing, and it's very, very emotional, because for the past 2 years, we know of people who we've helped, and they were called back by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Sure.
So it's a very, very emotional time to build that, connection with them, speak to them, give them guidance, or help them out during their trip. And, it's an emotional thing.
I had one conversation with her, and I know how I felt when I saw that message come through, that she's passed away, and you think of the husband, you think of the children, and here you're saying you've helped them in actually preparing for their Hajj, the mother and the son the previous year. If you had to give any advice to Hujjaj now that have seen this beautiful Hajj footage and are preparing for Hajj this coming year, inshallah, what would you advise them?
I think prepare your heart first before you pack your suitcases. I think that's the most amazing thing, because we're always rushing to say, what do we have? Do we have this? Do we have that? But our hearts are not ready for it. Are we able to hold on and be strong enough for whatever has to happen on those days of Hajj? It's a very, very big challenge. Only when you are there, you would know how it is. You would experience all of that. We are so fortunate that we have everything, alhamdulillah. But when you are there, the real test of life is what you have to experience. And the day of Arafat is something else as well.
Absolutely beautiful. Farah, thank you so much for spending this time with us, for speaking to us. It's been such a pleasure speaking to you, and all the best to you, inshallah, for the future. Jazakallah khair. That's Sister Fara Diba. What a beautiful journey along the path. So many different unique experiences, so many encounters. Who you will encounter, Allah alone knows, and where it will take you and how long it takes you on your personal journey. We make dua that Allah make it easy for each and every one of us to encounter the struggles that we may face and persevere through them, and ultimately reach Him and gain closeness to Him, inshallah. Until next time on your journey along the path, I'm Salma. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.